Hello, gorgeous woman. I am so excited to be here with you today. And if you're joining me live, welcome. Let me know in the comments that you are live with me here today. And if you're watching on replay, let me know in the comments below that you are stepping into the replay. So today's live is really about helping you understand the science of body confidence and proprioception, and also answering many of your questions about, and not many, actually all of your questions about sensual intelligence that we have received until today. Hello, Isabel. Hello, gorgeous. So in case you're new to this group, welcome. It's really beautiful to have you here. And I know there were many women over the last few days that were just joining post challenge. So welcome to the Flourishing Woman group. In case this is the first time you and I are meeting, welcome. My name is Dagmar and I'm your host in the Flourishing Woman group. And I am women's leading confidence and transformational expert. And I help women from all around the world heal and transform relationship with their bodies. What does that look like? What does that mean? I help women heal from chronic pain, fear, and anxiety, and actually deeply and completely fall in love with their body. So their body is a source of power, of refuge, and they can feel deeply comfortable and truly at home inside of their own beautiful body. So speaking about body confidence, speaking about proprioception, there's a really powerful question that came through. Actually, it was a comment in relationship to one of my posts recently that made me think to really speak about the art and science of body confidence and truly helping you develop proprioception. So the comment that came, it was from Anya May, and I hope I have your name right. If not, then let me know, and I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So she has commented on my post where I spoke about that I have zero fear about coronavirus, and I was speaking about building body confidence. And her comment is, when I think of my parents, I cannot say I have zero fear of coronavirus. I think of all the older and vulnerable, and I cannot say I have zero fear of coronavirus. And it has nothing to do with body confidence. I think we are in this together, and it's difficult to think only of myself when around me I see suffering. So first and foremost, I think this is a really beautiful perspective. And I want to say, Anya, that thank you so much for sharing that. It's really beautiful and it's valuable. And in your message, I can really hear the deep care behind like how much obviously you care for people around you and for your loved ones and for humanity by and large. And with that, I want to really help you understand and make a distinction between caring for someone, like really having, empathy and wanting not other people get well, or wanting and making sure or doing your level best that your family and your loved ones stay safe and healthy. And the reality that fear, or even better said, like that care, your care for your loved ones does not have to be impacting your physiology. So let me clarify this. There is a difference between I am fearing for my loved ones, and when I'm fearing for my loved ones, the fear is literally having a hormonal and physiological impact on my organs, on my tissues. Obviously, my blood pressure is going up. The stress hormones are being released that are suppressing my endocrine glands. They're suppressing my digestive functions, and they are ameliorating my complete and proper mental functioning. There's a difference between I feel really safe and I feel really good and I feel really grounded and I have profound peace in my body, and of course I have a deep care for my loved ones, and I want to make sure that everyone I care about can stay as safe and healthy as possible. So what is the bridge? The question is, what is the bridge between, I'm feeding for my loved ones, and like literally this fear is impacting my body maybe a couple of hours a day or 24/7, as opposed to I feel peace. I have profound peace in every single one of my tissue, and I want to make sure that my mother-in-law, who lives in Pakistan, and Pakistan has very different, government policies than we are blessed to have here. I'm speaking for myself in Ireland. There's a world of difference. So how can I ensure that my body, how can I ensure that my physiology, how can I ensure that I am not paying the price of the collective fear? And this is really where the science of body confidence and the science of proprioception comes in. So one of the big pieces that I love empowering my students and clients around is working with these guys, working with the role model balls. They are very, very powerful. And they are, classic self-massage tool. And one of the very unique feature of the role model therapy balls is they have a lot of grip. So the grip itself, what it does, it actually, I'm going to show that on my skin, it is able to move around, like grab hold of skin and multiple layers of tissue, which is called superficial fascia and deep fascia. And when you do something like this, which by the way, you can do anywhere, you can do that on your hands, you can do that on your face, you can do that on your throat, you are awakening receptors in your connective tissue. They're called the proprioceptors. And you have about 6 times more, you have 6 times more receptors in your connective tissue than you have in your muscles. So when you start to awaken these receptors, you're literally sending signals to your brain about the placement, about the pressure, around the temperature, around the contact, which creates a profound sense of body sense, body knowing, body trust. Like I can feel every single piece of my head. Now, personally, for myself, I have developed so much proprioception in myself that even with my eyes closed, I can feel every single nook and cranny of my body. When I'm meditating or when I'm walking on the beach or when I'm playing with my toddler, I can be fully aware and fully attuned to my temples. I can be fully aware and fully attuned to my collarbone. I can be fully aware and fully attuned to my pinky toe side. I can be fully aware and fully attuned to my womb. Why does this matter? It matters because having this intelligence and having this relationship and having this connection is what first and foremost creates profound safety in your system. The big reason why people are, struggling with tremendous amount of fear and tremendous amount of anxiety is they're disconnected from their bodies. They don't know their body. They don't know where their womb is. They have no connection to their diaphragm. They have no connection, like this body-based connection to their lungs. And it's impacting the state of their being, is impacting their, mental mapping 24/7. So I would like to go with this even deeper with you. And I want to show you what is possible when, I'm falling down. I'm going to reorient to my skeleton. And I want to show you something that has the potential to absolutely change how you feel in your body. So this is a model of your body, of course. And right at the back, you have all of your spinal bones, right? And these spinal bones, they have a lot of nerve endings. And these nerve endings, they travel to every single part, to every single organ in your body. So you have spine with gazillion of nerve endings, and these nerve endings are connecting and communicating with different organs, different parts of your body. So a lot of the fear that people are experiencing in their bodies is actually overactivation of their central nervous system. It's overactivation of their central nervous system. Now, part of learning how to be safe and fostering safety in your body is one of the simple techniques is actually creating a movement, creating motion, creating touch, creating decompression with these different spinal bones, which means that you are regulating the nerves that are obviously traveling into different parts of the body. You're regulating the whole of your nervous system, and as a result, you're turning on your off switch and you're communicating to your primal brain in a very, very deep way. So I believe that right now, like literally right now, there's no time like right now. Right now, there's no better time than right now to actually start asking myself the question around what do I really need to do to, heal and get to the core of this maybe lifelong fear or lifelong anxiety. Because the truth is, every single person on this planet, no matter what they have been through, no matter what they are going through, no matter what is currently going through, they are experiencing a low grade of chronic anxiety. So some people obviously have, skyrocket their levels of anxiety extremely high. But even for, a meditator, even for someone who does yoga, even for someone who has spent a lot of time with their body, they're experiencing a low grade of chronic anxiety. Why is that? The reason for that actually has to do with the science of primal brain. Your primal brain is also known as unconscious. And your primal brain's main job, an amazing job, is to keep you alive. So your primal brain, I'm trying to adjust this, your primal brain is 30,000 times stronger than your conscious mind. Your primal brain is keeping your body alive 24/7. Your primal brain is directly responsible for your digestion, for your breathing, for your elimination, for the function of your endocrine glands. And as much as the main emphasis of your primal brain is to keep you alive, your primal brain, your unconscious, is constantly scanning for danger, is constantly looking for the threats in the environment, is constantly in this like mild hypervigilant state. It's like, what do I need to know? Or where there is a possible danger, how do I need to protect myself? So unless and until we actually address the primal brain, unless and until we start taking the balls and begin to talk to your spine, spinal bone by spinal bone, unless and until we actually foster safety in the primal brain, anything that's going on in the world will be like this massive flood of the fear on the system. Now, please understand me that I am not talking here about being heartless or not being compassionate. If you know me, if you have been in this group, if you're my student, if you're my client, you know that I profoundly and very deeply care for people. I profoundly and deeply care for humanity. And one of the reasons why I am literally having this group, this free group, and serving you in this way is because I really want you to understand and be empowered and have, tools and skills to actually help yourself significantly feel better. This has definitely been a big part of my own journey. I have overcome tremendous trauma, tremendous childhood wounding, and for most of my life, all I knew is just unbelievable soul-destroying level of anxiety. peace of mind, and what so many meditators would like describe about like this profound state of stillness, profound state of oneness, profound state of like this being at home and being at peace and feeling good inside, felt so distant. It felt so unattainable. It felt like I will never ever get there, because all I knew was pain. All I knew was suffering. All I knew was anxiety. All I knew was fear. And it was my own journey. It was my own deep desire to heal myself that actually got me in, studying the human body in a very, very deep way. It got me into traveling all around the world and being in classrooms with the most prolific neuroscientists, with the greatest minds on human movement, the greatest minds on trauma resolution, the greatest minds on the healing of the nervous system. And what I have created inside of my programs is really integration of everything that I have learned to be true for myself, so I can create a shortcut for you. I can give you this proven, tested path, so you don't have to be, hi Karina, hello beautiful soul, so lovely to see you today. So you don't have to be, pulling your hair out or not knowing what to do, or, trying a little this and trying a little that. Instead, when you step into this container, when you step into, working with me and you become founder of Sensual Intelligence, I am going to give you the proven, tested path so you can help yourself. You can liberate your own pain. You can liberate your own stress. You can liberate your own anxiety. You can liberate your own suffering in a way that is lasting, in a way that is life-changing, in a way that allows you to feel well inside of your body. And I am not gonna lie, it's not an easy time. Every single one of us, every single human being on this planet is impacted by COVID-19. But as much as this is a difficult time, as much as we see, people suffering, people being hospitalized, we have hopefully not the fear for our loved ones, but the hope for our loved ones to stay as well as possible. We see impact on our jobs. We see impact on our supermarkets. We see like certain industries being wiped out completely from an economical standpoint. This is also time of opportunity. This is a time to say, I am going to truly tap into this intelligence that's available in my body. This intelligence, this inner pharmacology that I can literally press button on and begin to reignite the confidence that is actually living inside of me. As someone who works with a lot of women around deep trauma, around sexual abuse, around developmental complex trauma, I have worked with women who had even birth trauma, who have endured trauma all the way back, like being in their mother's womb, and the tremendous pain, a tremendous difficulty as a result of that. One thing I have is this unwavering commitment to your core essence, this unwavering commitment to the natural blueprint of health that lives inside of you. Some people call it like the soul essence. Some people call it the self. Some people call it like the core being. But when I see a woman, whether she is, struggling with chronic pelvic pain, or she has maybe a lot of shame, and the shame is preventing her from being connected with her partner, or maybe that's a woman who is really disconnected from her body, and connecting with her body is so incredibly difficult, it's so incredibly painful, like there's so much stuff and ickiness and disgust and shame. What I see is all of that, all of the pain, all of the shame, all the suffering, underneath all of that is your soul essence. Underneath all of that is like this natural, unbreakable core inside of you, that when this core is being met with love, when this core is being met with really loving presence, and when you are given very, very specific tools and practices to actually ameliorate all of these, it's almost like layers of onion, like ameliorate all of these layers of onion so you can reclaim that core essence. It changes a lot. In fact, it changes everything. This has been my own journey, and this has been a journey of Yasha. Yasha has just completed one of my program, and she was a woman that she's actually a phenomenal story. Yasha has had a stroke last year in May, and going through the stroke, she met death. She met this, like, in a, I hope I'm saying this right, like in a psycho-emotional way. She met that, right? She was on the doorstep of that, and going through her stroke gave her like so much desire to live, so much desire to make the most out of each and every day, that she's blessed to be alive. And at the start of our journey together, she was like literally in that space, like, I want to put my best foot forward, but she was going through a lot of some of her self-destructive patterns, and a lot of challenges around her own body. And every part of her throughout our time together was met with unbreakable knowing that that is the core essence inside of her, that wants to thrive, that wants to lead, that wants to be held, that wants to be alive, that wants to be connected, that wants to be profoundly connected with her husband, and that wants to bring her message and her medicine to the world. So now she has healed and transformed in such a big way, in such a deep way, that she is actually writing a book. She wrote a book around her story, around her own stroke, around meeting that, and like that being an awakening to the life that's in front of her. And she has published it in her own language, and now she's starting a Kickstarter campaign to actually publish her book in English. And to me, that's like really the power of reigniting your soul, reigniting your core essence. That is the power of claiming your own body confidence. That is the power, that is the science behind calming down the primal brain and fostering safety inside of the primal brain, so every part of you can be on board with your desires. The truth is that as much there is an uncertainty, as much as there is pain, as much as there is suffering, we will get through this. Like, there will be time when COVID-19, the world of COVID-19 will be over. And by being over, I don't mean being over, but that when this suffering will come to an end. I don't know how long this will be. No one knows. Is it going to be 4 weeks? Is it going to be 6 weeks? Is it going to be 4 months? But the time will come. And as much as there is tremendous amount of collective fear, what I want you to really think about is, where do you want to be 12 months from now on? Where do you see yourself? Where do you see your health? Where do you see your pleasure? Where do you see relation with your body? Where do you see relation with your husband? Where do you see yourself 12 months from now on? The truth is, when you say, now is the time to take care of myself, now is the time to get a support so I can learn about my body and start experiencing my body in a whole new way. When you say yes to yourself and allow yourself to be held, to be guided, to be mentored, to be supported, 12 months from now on, you're going to emerge into a profoundly confident woman. You're going to emerge into a woman that feels deep love for herself and for her body, that has reverence for who she is, that is connected to her heart and to her womb. And your body is a refuge. Your body is source of power. Your body is real and true home. So my vision for you today is, and my invitation subsequently, is to say yes to yourself. There are two options to begin in the program. The first option is absolutely no-brainer. It's only 49 euros a month. So it's a monthly subscription in Sensual Intelligence. You can cancel anytime, no questions asked. You can get in, soak your toe, see if that's for you. If it's not, that's absolutely fine. We're going to, there's not going to be an ongoing subscription. That's option one. Option two is stepping into the annual package, which means you're going to save yourself 2 months. You're going to save 20% and get into the program for only 490 euros, which means full 1 year of my guidance, my mentoring, my support, and a life-changing tools, life-changing practices that will allow you to become confident in every single cell of your being. This is the best price for anything that I am doing, and I'm going fully in. I'm going fully into Sensual Intelligence. When you decide to step into this with me, you're going to get tremendous amount of love and care and attention and guidance and presence, because I deeply care for your health, and I deeply care for your well-being, and I deeply care for you emerging in next 12 months into a woman that feels truly, truly alive. So I'm sending you so much love. If you have any question after watching this, either live or on replay, feel free to hit them in the comments below. And you can also reach out to me privately if there is something very, very specific that you would like your guidance on. You are amazing. I believe in you. I trust in your bodies and your mind capacity for healing. Let's make this journey really, really special together.